Okay. Okay, good morning everybody. It is Tuesday, 11:23 or 11:24, right? So here's the deal. We're going to have a test, Chapter 6 test, on Monday when we come back. That's Monday, November 30th. We're going to have a test. So if you do the review, follow the review, you're going to be golden. You're going to know what to do. Okay, so let's go through this. I'm going to help you out with this, and this is your homework. So first of all, I'm going to put some things in. So what I like to do is I like to label. So angle B is 55 degrees. Angle C is 45 degrees, right? And AD bisects, so bisects, which means it cuts this in half, right? So that means that this part of the angle is equal to this part of the angle. So first of all, let's find out what that angle is. I know there's 100 degrees, 180 degrees in a triangle, so let's subtract out these two. So I'm going to calculate, I'm going to subtract out my 55, I'm going to subtract out my 45. What's left over is going to be the whole angle, angle A. So okay, I'll do that on my calculator. Let's go. I know 180, right? So let's go 180 for the whole triangle. Go 180, and I'm going to subtract out, subtract out my 55 and my 45, and I'm left with, oh my goodness gracious, try that again, 180 minus my 55 plus my 45, and I get an angle of about 80 degrees. So what I'll do with the 80 then is I'll cut that in half because it gets bisected. So go 40 degrees here and 40 degrees here, okay? So then if I want to find the angle of ADC, ADC, that's this angle. Well, all right, now I got to do the 180 degrees again, right? So I know that angle D is going to be 180 minus my 40 and my 45. So 40 minus my 45. So I'm going to do that 180 minus a 40 minus a 45, and I get an answer of about 95 degrees. So I had to do two different triangles to get it, and I had to use that keyword there, okay? All right. Number two is easy if you know what the word means. So if I want to balance this, that means I'm looking for the center of the triangle. Well, that would be the centroid, wouldn't it? So if I'm looking for the centroid, what I want are the medians. I'm looking for the medians. I want the centroid, I want the medians, which median means middle. Let's measure. And I want you to do this on the test, measure. So I get about 6 point maybe 4, half of that would be 3.2. So 3.2 is about there. There's one middle, okay? And if I draw the median, it's from the angle to the opposite side. So there's a median. That's a median. The same thing here. I'll measure this, and it's about 6.4, and half of that is going to be about 3.2, and draw that in. And then if I do this one, it's about 4.4, half of that is 2.2, and I draw that in. And there you go. That's my balance point or my centroid. Okay, you just have to do that. You have to draw that. Okay, number three. To do number three, I need to read some important words. Okay, angle bisectors, right? So if that's an angle bisector and that's an angle bisector, then what I really have is that in-center. So what I know about the in-center is that I drew in the circle, and I'm not very good at drawing in the circle, but you know, if I draw in the circle, and this thing's not drawn very well because I'm not much of an artist, but I do know then that these have to be equal. So if that's 4, then that's the radius of the same circle, and that's also 4. So I know that PQ is 4, okay? Now the angle of FQP, that is this angle, FQP, FQP is that angle. So again, I'm going to do a little bit of right triangle. I know 180 degrees. So first of all, that's 30 also because it got bisected, right? So let me add up all my angles, 180 degrees in a triangle, right? So I'm going to subtract out 73. I'm going to subtract out 60, and let's see what I get. Okay. So I'll just go 180 minus my 73 minus my 60, and I get 47. But for that 47, that's angle Q. Angle Q is 47. I'm going to cut that in half because it says angle bisectors. So divide that by 2, and I get an answer of about 23.5 for that angle right there. 23.5 degrees. Okay? Okay, moving on. So, what we have here is we know if all of these are equal, these are going to be, that's the centroid, but it divides it into thirds, okay? Bisector, 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 bisector. These are all medians, so it divides into thirds. So if SP, the whole thing, SP, the whole thing is 27. Take my 27, I'm going to divide my 27 into thirds, and I get 9. So here's what I know. I know that this from M to S is 9, and this is 9 and 9, which makes that 18, okay? So I know SM is 9, and I know that MR, I don't know MR yet, and UR, but I'm going to do that next, okay? So if UM is 13, let's take a look at that. UM is 13, and that 13 is a third of the whole thing. So if 13 is a third, then this would be 13 to 13, another 13 to 13, which makes that 26. So I know that MR is 26, and UR has got to be 39, okay? All right, number 5. Here's what I know, okay? If that's equal to that, that's equal to that, then that's a mid-segment. That's a mid-segment, which means it's half. So if that's 8x, this is 4x. Well, I don't know what the value of x is, but I'm just going to call it 4x, okay? It's half as big as its base, okay? Now on 6, we're actually going to have to solve it. I do know this is a mid-segment, which is half as big as this. So I'm going to say my 2x plus 6, or I'm sorry, my 2x minus my 6. If I double it, if I make this twice as big, then it will equal my x plus 4, right? So if I double this, make it twice as big, it'll be equal to that because it's half as big, and I'm just going to solve for x, okay? 4x minus 12 equals x plus 4. I'll get a 3x equals 16. No, 3x, yeah, equals 3x equals 16. So x is going to be a 5 1/3. But I got to plug it in to find SR. So I'm going to take my 5 1/3 and put it right in there, because that's not the answer. So we're going to go 2 times 5 1/3 minus 6 equals SR, and I'll just use my calculator. 2 times, and I'll go 5 point, lots of 3's, 3 minus 6, and I get an answer of really 4 2/3. 4 2/3, okay? Again, if I get going too fast, just slow the camera down and go back through, okay? All right. Number, show if the triangle exists. Well, I know that 4 plus 5, 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. And 9 is not greater than 13, so no triangle. No way, no triangle. Can't happen. 7, let's see, 4 plus 6, that's 10, and that is 10 greater than 11. Oh, this one doesn't work either. No triangle exists. All right, bummer, neither one of them worked, huh? Oh, well, that's the way it goes. They weren't very good problems. Okay, number 7, let's graph it. Okay, I got a piece of graph paper here. Put my triangle down here. All right, and put my graph in like this, and like that. Now let me graph my triangle. -2, 3 is A. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1 is B. and a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is C. Okay, now let me take a look at this. Okay. Now we can measure these sides, but I'm pretty sure I know which one's biggest and which one's smallest. Okay. Here we go. So I want the angles, but here's what I know. This is from least to smallest. That's the smallest angle, right? It's got to be the smallest angle. Because it's opposite the smallest side. So angle B is the smallest, okay, in order. Angle B. Then, this is the next biggest side, so angle C is the next biggest. And then finally, the largest angle is angle A, which is opposite the largest side, so then angle A. Okay, that's all you got to do, is just list them from least to greatest, the angles, okay? All right, finally, we're getting there. Number 8, okay, number 8. Here's what I know. I know if this is 40 degrees and this is 35 degrees, then this is bigger. You have to say that. Or if this is smallest, you have to say, and I'm going to highlight it. I know that because this angle is smaller, 35 is less than 40, I know that TU, that's that one, I know TU is less than SU because smaller angle is smaller than SV. I just have to write that. Okay, and then finally, number 9, write an inequality. Well, here's what I know. I know that this side is smaller than this side. Therefore, this angle is smaller than that angle. So we're going to write it. We're going to write this 2x minus 1, that's this angle, has to be less than 25. Okay, so let's solve for x. Plus 1 plus 1, 2x is less than 26. Divide by 2x is less than 13. Okay, but it's only half of it. We need to do both parts. At the same time, we don't want this angle to be 0. So if this angle is 0, we're in trouble because there's no angle. So we're also going to say 2x minus 1 has to be greater than 0, because if this angle is 0, then there's no angle. So let's solve for x. Plus 1, we've got 2x is greater than 1. Divide by 2, x is greater than 1/2. Okay, so there's the review. I basically did the whole thing for you. You have to do it too as homework, so please do this as your homework assignment, okay? And then we'll take the test on Monday.